Hello everyone, my name is Blanco and today I'm going to talk about active methodologies in the bilingual classroom. I'm going to be talking about how the session 3 was developed, the activities we did, also of course what we learned and also what I have learned and how I'm going to take this into my lessons. Well, the lesson started with a quick review from the previous session that was focused on assessment. We revised different type of assessment, formative, summative assessment, also what tools can we use to assess like rubric, checklist, peer correction, etc. Then we did an activity doing an application on a website called Mentimeter, where everyone in the class had to write 3 key ingredients for active methodology, for effective active methodologies. And that was really helpful because we could understand in that moment what make them approaches work properly, why they are so good. Then after that, we were assigned randomly to a active methodology. In my case, I was assigned PBA and task-based learning. So all the people that were assigned the same methodology were together on a digipad where we compile all the information. I think using digipad was really a really good thing because as a digital tool you can share all what you have done to everyone in the class. So this is a very good point in this lesson. But then once we were finished all our compilation, we were asked to choose a vowel, and then in all the groups obviously, and then all A's work together or E's work together, etc. And the goal of this time was to explain the methodology of work to the rest of the class. And this was like a very good thing because I realized the importance of move from more teacher-centered lessons to a more student-centered and interactive approach, because I believe I will never forget all these methodologies because learning this way was really meaningful. After this activity, we start talking a little bit about the different active methodologies. We talk about task-based and project-based learning. The first one is learning by completing meaningful tasks, and the project-based, they work together, students work together, they have to build or make a final product or a final task. Also, we work with cooperative learning, that students work together to achieve a common goal. We talk about flipped learning, where students work the content at home, and then when they come back to class, they work on the content. It's more practice. Also, we talk about problem-based learning. So students learn by solving real-life problems. And we talk about gamification and game-based learning, which is including games element into learning, what make for students very fun, and at the end is meaningful learning, which is what we need to achieve. And finally, we also talk about multimedia resources, which is how to include digital elements into our lessons or our learning, that's in this case. And then after that, we were assigned randomly to a active methodology. In my case, I was assigned PBA and task-based learning. So all the people that were assigned the same methodology were together on a digipad where we compile all the information, I think using Digipad was really a really good thing, because as a digital tool you can share all what you have done to everyone in the class. So this is a very good point in this lesson. But then once we were finished all our compilation, we were asked to choose a vowel, and then in all the groups obviously, and then all A's work together, all E's work together, etc. And the goal of this time was to explain the methodology of work to the rest of the class. And this was like a very good thing, because I realized the importance of move from more teacher-centered lessons to a more student-centered and interactive approach, because I believe I will never forget all these methodologies, because learning this way was really meaningful. Now I would like to talk about contributions I did individually and also group contribution. Also a little bit of self-assessment and group assessment, because I think there were things we did really well, but I think there are some things that could be improved in both my case and also the group, in the group case. I'm going to start talking about myself. I think I did good contributions, because I'm already a teacher. I work in school, so I have experience. So, for example, I talk about a role play activity I did with my year 5 in a project we did in science. We was about a role play doctor-patient. So the patient go to the doctor, tell the symptoms, the doctor said what they had and how to recover, etc. Obviously with a lot of scaffolding, because they are year 5, so they are 10 years old and their English is not their mother tongue, so a lot of scaffolding. And also I think I was very actively involved in the group, because I give ideas for the Digipad presentation, I set websites, people when ask me some question, I stop my work to help them, because I know my part was more or less well done. And also now maybe weaknesses that I think I did it well, but maybe I could have given more real life example I do with my students, not only the role play, because I do a lot of activities. I have used realia in my class with newspaper, showing them real things. So this is a very good thing I could have said. Now I'm going to talk about the group. I think the contribution, all the group work well at the same time, no problems at all. I think the ideas were well presented in the Digipad, and not only me, other people in the group share their personal experience, which is very good for us to learn from another one. And also there were some weaknesses, I think, that maybe in the Digipad in some places were a little bit of repetitions in some parts, but from the rest I think it was a good experience. During this activity I have used the artificial intelligence in some situations. For example, in the class I used Perplexity to find some research about my methodologies, and also I use ChatGPT to organize all the information. Then also when recording this video, it's true I did a script, and I use this script into DeepL to make an academic language, but then I realized that I'm not going to read or whatever, so the academic language is absolutely gone, and finally I never use that. But at the beginning I did that. Well, now we are coming to an end. I would like to talk about what have I learned and also some conclusions about this session and also this activity I'm filming now. First thing I have learned is that active methodology needs careful planning and also constant improvement. It's a lot of work, but also at the end, I think it's very rewarding because you break the classical methodology where students open the book and paste that, and it's teacher-centered, the teacher talks, and the student copy and do exercises. You break this dynamic and make the student to discover a new world, I could say. So I plan obviously to make more hands-on activity using more real life and also starting digital project and mixed methodology. This is true that I'm working in my lessons. I'm the flip learning for 3 years now. This is my year, 2 years. This is my third course doing this methodology in my class, or not only in my class. Also, I'm teaching this year 5 and year 3. My class where I'm the form tutor is year 5, but I use it in both, and I use the platform Puzzle where I make some questions on video, always starting and finishing with a question of metacognition, and also I ask them to tell me what they know about the video in the very first question, and at the very end, what have you learned? But I don't ask this way. Maybe how could you tell a classmate is not coming the content of the video? So not always say what do you know and what have you learned. Also, I would love to integrate more digital features in my lessons for students, but the problem is in our school we are 123 students and we only have 12 laptops, which is a little bit difficult. I use them in science because I work on projects since I'm doing this master, but I would like them to have their own laptop. It's not possible, but I'm trying to do it. And also what I'm going to do and what I have to do is the implementation of CLIL. I want to explore how CLIL can work together with these methodologies. No, how can I make a CLIL project but using flipped learning and also cooperative learning and task-based learning all together. Finally, I would like to say that this session had I got a very valuable insight creating a dynamic student-centered learning. Also, I study myself, I see my strength, my weakness, and I'm looking forward to put into practice all what I've learned in this session in my lessons. Bye.